Hi everyone, welcome to laschulastalk podcast. This is Priscilla.
This is Brenda.
And this is our second episode. So cheers to our first episode being up already.
Clink!
I am drinking Lipton tea. If Lipton wants to sponsor us, I love tea.
And Pellegrino.
And I love sugar, so.
This is totally not tequila. It's water. I just went to the dentist.
How was it?
I hate it. It was 2 hours long. They had me sitting in a chair. I was literally falling asleep. When I wasn't Snapchatting you, I was falling asleep. I was like
That's good though. At least you weren't like
I guess. I was talking to you most of the time.
Yeah.
So as Priscilla mentioned last week, this is going to be about mental health. Mm-hmm. I think this might be a two-parter. Maybe we can release 2 in 1 week. I don't know. We don't know. We'll tell you later on. But because we think this is such a big topic that we can't fit it in 1 hour, I think.
Yeah, there's too much like episodes of crying to go over.
Too many tears.
Yeah.
But there's just so much to talk about that. And then we also don't want to like bore you guys for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch a 2-hour podcast.
I mean, I have done it before, but I don't know. At work.
Well, okay, that work is different.
Yeah.
But that's like if you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
But 2 hours for me is like way too much.
So, how was your week?
My week's been good.
Yeah.
I just found out today that I got all A's this last semester.
Oh, she did.
This semester was hella easy though. Like I almost feel like I didn't learn anything.
Don't jinx it.
No, next semester is gonna suck.
Why?
I have to start writing my thesis with my partner.
Oh, hell no. That's like, what, 20 pages?
She said ours is going to be 40 pages, but she let us know that those 40 pages are not going to be any easier than other classes.
R.I.P.
Let's switch off. What about you?
It was intense. I actually had, literally the day after we recorded the first podcast, my mental health was like the lowest. It was terrible. I just got good like yesterday.
What happened?
I don't know. I just got sad out of nowhere. So I was like, what the heck? So I was like listening to like frequencies and music. Do you know what about frequencies? Frequencies? Yeah. So I listen to that while I sleep. And it like makes me like happier during the day.
The whole night?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like leave my iPad on and then it plays. I was really low. I didn't even think I told you.
No, that's why I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm really good at hiding, which is not good. But yeah, I was like really sad, but I got myself back out.
Was there anything in particular you got sad about?
Honestly, I think it was like the same old things, like not being in a relationship, I think. 'Cause I'm like, I'm old. I've never been in a relationship. I want it. And I'm like, but I can't force it. So I think that's what like got me down, because I'm like, is it even gonna happen? What's wrong with me? And then just get in that hole. No, it's fine. I'm fine now. But yeah, I got myself out of it, thankfully.
Still, like, obviously I've been with Jose for a while now, but like, she knows my story. I've been it's been rocky. Yeah, it's been rocky with some of the guys.
Yeah.
But like I've been there, not to discredit. Like, no, I'm just saying, like, I know how that feels and it sucks. And
yeah.
I think
like you just want it and you can't.
Yeah, you want it so badly.
And you can't force it. Yeah.
And I think it doesn't make it any easier that we're getting older, and it's not just like, oh, so and so's dating, happy Valentine's Day. It's people getting engaged now.
Yeah.
And kids.
Like, I want kids already. I want to at least be engaged. But I'm like, I can't force anybody. I don't even go out. So it's like, it's kind of my fault that I don't go out. But we can't go out, really.
I wouldn't say it's your fault, though. Like for me, I'm not the type of person to go out all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think you might be a bit more social than me.
I don't know. But I'm just, like, vibing now. If it happens, it happens. Oh, I have funny stories. I know this is supposed to be a recap, but it's like funny.
What happened?
So today, this one's funny. Well, I thought it was funny. I went to the dentist and I had to get dental impressions because I have to get a mouth guard because my bone is going away apparently and I can lose my teeth.
What's a mouth guard?
It's like the plastic thing that goes in your mouth.
But how does that stop your...
Because it has a treatment in it.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I know I have a huge mouth. I have a really big mouth. I have a lot of space. And the lady was, like, examining me. And I guess they got me a medium. And she's like, Miguel, can I get a large, please? And I was just cracking up. Like, I had to get, like, probably, like, a man size dental impression tray because of how big it is. I don't know. It just made me laugh. Cause
you having a big mouth might help you with several things.
Yeah.
One of them being when they have their freaking hand all up in your mouth.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of food in my mouth. I was at work and I had this funny memory from when I was like in first grade. I don't even know if I should say her name. I'll say it, Monica. So she was in my grade. She like wanted to be my friend, but I was like very particular with who's my friends. To this day, I only have 2 friends, and 3 if you count my mom. And we were going to like visiting someone else's class, and she was bullying someone else, my friend. I think her name was Jessica, and she was being mean to her. And I was like, "Hey, stop doing that to Jessica." Blah blah blah. I was defending Jessica, and then Monica's like, "You being such a bully to me," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" But then she started crying, and then I started crying because I thought I hurt her feelings.
That makes no sense.
I know. I was defending somebody. I was standing up to the bully, and the bully ended up making me cry. Hella people try to bully me in middle school and high school.
For what?
Because they were jealous of me. No, I don't know. But, but I just felt like they always wanted to intimidate me and get to my head. But everybody failed at bullying me, so I laugh at them now because they miserably failed. It was like a good 4 or 5 of the girls that tried to bully me. I don't know. I feel like because I was like such a confident kid, that was like you really trying to get that low. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just always thought it was because I was such a confident kid that they didn't get to me, thankfully. But like maybe. I was mentally strong
back then.
But
people will spin things around just because like you're doing your own thing and they don't like it.
Yeah, like I was always like, till this day I'm always doing my own thing, and I feel like some people try to like hop on and then tear me down, and I think that's what they try to do, but they just don't succeed. I'm
glad it didn't work out, especially back then, because I feel like kids that get bullied, like, I don't know, like, that's just harsh to deal with at that age. I mean, not that it gets any easier, but, you know, like, mentally, I don't think kids have that capacity to deal with it as good as we can.
Puberty.
Yeah.
We just want to give a trigger warning. If you get easily triggered about talking about mental health, depression, or anything, it could be eating disorder or anything. I don't know if we're going to talk about that, but we are warning you. Proceed with caution. I don't know what to say. Proceed with caution. I'm not making a joke out of this. I'm giving you a warning. If you are easily triggered, I would suggest you not listen.
Just take care of yourself. Know your triggers. Know what you need to do to take care of yourself.
So I guess now we start the deep stuff.
Okay.
The really deep. We're going to dive really deep. So what do you want to talk about first? I know you had some ideas. You want to start off with my question first?
Sure.
Okay, so the question I had was, when did you first begin to realize you had mental health issues or something was not okay with you and you were like, this isn't normal?
Oh my God. I don't even know when it clicked. For a lot of reasons, I didn't go to Kaiser. So I just went to the school counselor, which, you know, if you're in school, that's probably covered with your tuition.
Yeah.
And I just started seeing somebody, and the first time I saw her and I told her like everything, and then just, you know, like little things like in between that have been happening, she was just like, yeah, like I think you have textbook depression. And I was like, good to know. And
cue the tear.
I mean, I wish I got like an official diagnosis.
Yeah.
I think that'd be helpful. But
can you?
I can see like the school doctor, but I feel like I've been better since then. But I kind of feel myself going downhill a little bit. Like that's going to happen within the next year. And so...
That's scary to think about.
I'll have to see. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think like, okay, like I'm going downhill and like, nothing's going to stop it.
Full force, full throttle. I'm sorry. Your face hasn't ended.
But like I said, I don't think it's ever going to. Like I feel like I have a lot of changes going on.
Yeah, it can be managed.
Yeah, like so. I think that's why I'm going downhill, because like so many things are gonna happen within the next year for me. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, that's life.
Yeah, we'll all have to go through that.
But I kind of feel like some people are better at dealing with these things, which it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I feel like I somewhat have a good hold on it, but I don't think I felt like people say that they have a void. I don't understand what that feeling is. So I'm like, what do you mean when you say you have a void? Like, you feel empty, you feel numb?
I feel like empty. I feel like so empty inside sometimes.
Really? Does that mean you don't have like a voice inside your head?
Oh no, like I have a voice. It's just
like you don't feel emotions?
No, I feel emotions. Just okay, like when you were sad these last few days, did you ever just feel like, what's the point? Like I have nobody in my life. Even though obviously you do.
Yeah. I just think, I mean, yeah, that's what feeling void is, and I guess I have, because I felt like I was like, everybody has somebody, and then there's me. I have my dogs. I feel like I didn't have a person. That's my problem that I need to deal with. I feel like I don't have my person. Like, I feel like my parents have their person, you have your person, my sister has their person, and I'm like, what about me? And I'm like, where do I go to find my person? That's what mostly, like, triggers me. I'm like, I don't have somebody and I want somebody there. I guess that is my feeling of void, because everyone's always talked about it, and I'm like, what is it? I don't know what that is, but now that you explain it, it makes sense.
Mine feels like existential though. Mine feels like I have parents, I have friends, I have Jose, but like that will never be enough. Like I'm dying alone. I'm not taking any of these people with me. Like I'm truly by myself in this world. That's what my void feels like.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my mind around that thinking.
And I'm glad that you can't. Because I, like, for example, some people have anxiety and they'll tell me this, and like their rapid heartbeat, they feel like something's happening to them, all these things. And for me, I have no clue. Like, I don't know what that feels like.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, I have that.
Yeah?
I feel like we're yin and yang over here. Yeah, I think I guess you've suffered. I don't know. I've gone through like a lot of anxiety, like panic attacks, and I didn't know what they were until I was 22, because I saw somebody close to me. I was at work, and someone close to me was having one at work, and they're like, I'm having anxiety or panic. Look, Maritza. Hey, Maritza, if you're watching this, we're watching you run in front of my house right now.
She lives by here?
Yeah. Oh. Hi, Maritza. Shout out to Maritza.
Hey, girl, hey. Getting her workout done. I feel so guilty.
That was so funny. And she follows us.
We appreciate your support.
Thank you. Yeah, so I saw her having one. She was like, can I... Because I was the shift lead of this place, the cafe. She was like, can I go to the back, please? Because I don't feel comfortable. People are watching me. She was... I don't know if she feels comfortable telling me this, but she was having a really bad episode where it's like, I think a lot of people's anxiety, where they were like heavy breathing, their mind was racing, like embarrassed, just wanted to hide. And I felt that before, and I had no idea what it was until she told me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have anxiety attacks. And I didn't know what it was until her. And I was 22 years old, and that really upsets me that it took me that long to figure out. But yeah, it's, for me, I remembered I had it a lot when I was sleeping. So I'd be sleeping and I'd just wake up out of nowhere. Heart was, knees weak, arms are heavy. No, I'm kidding. No, that feeling, yeah, Eminem. But I woke up, heavy breathing, my heart was racing, and my mind was racing. And it's like you feel like you're spinning and you can't stop it. It's like you're going on a roller coaster ride and you want to get off. Or what's something that you...
I love roller coasters.
Okay, well, what's like something...
I would hate to be stuck on one, though.
Yeah, imagine you're in a roller coaster and you're going on the loop-de-loop over and over.
Or when I got whiplash, I kind of wanted it to stop.
Yeah, but it happened right away. But it's not like you could like somewhat control it in a way. I mean, you can control it when you're having an attack, but it takes a lot of mental strength to stop it. But I would, like, wake up. I was in high school, probably, and I would wake up, and I'm like, and my palms were sweating, knees weak, arms are heavy, literally, Eminem. And I'm like, what is this? Is this normal? So then I didn't tell my mom because I was like, it's probably nothing. I'll probably go through it. And I didn't know. So I just let it pass, and it would happen every single day. And I did more research after this person told me, and I was like, oh snap, I have anxiety attacks. I don't know, it just comes out of nowhere, it hits you out of nowhere. But thankfully you don't have to go through that because it's not fun.
I mean, I get panic attacks sometimes. Like, I get them, like, when I think about death. Like, I'm not just, like, sitting there going, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But, for example, like, they get triggered, like, when I would watch Grey's Anatomy and somebody would die. I'll just be like, okay, like, you know, this is sad. But then I'll be like, oh, wait.
It's gonna be me one day.
I'm gonna die. And then all of a sudden, like, heavy breathing, rapid heartbeat.
Mom, like, spaghetti.
And it's super quick. And, you know, I hate to say this, but the only way I feel better is I'm like, okay, well, out of sight, out of mind.
Bliss. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go, my sister went through that death thing, like, really bad, where she'd be like, I don't want to die. I think it's more so, like, the thought, like, I don't think we can wrap our mind around the thought that we're not going to be here one day. Like, how is that possible? Like, for us, we've been here forever.
Yeah, like, I how can you just, like,
disappear?
Not be? And so when I have those panic attacks, it's almost like I feel it. Like, I almost feel that, like, nothingness. I can't even describe it. It's just different from the void, really. But it's just, it's scary.
It is. It's like, I feel like our brains are too small to understand that. Yeah. And just to know that, I don't even know where our bodies are going to end up. 6 feet under the ground, in ashes, in the ocean, in a stomach of an animal. You don't know where we're going to end up. And it's like,
you know, for me, something that's really been helpful is I started going to church with Jose, to a Christian church. And I've always gone to Catholic churches. And so, like, no hate. And I don't know, like, it just felt good. Like, I noticed with this church, like, there was such a sense of community. And the second time I went, they were like, hi, Priscilla. And I was like, oh my god, you know my name?
Exactly, yeah.
But I really like the message. I always have, like, the messages that the pastor or the priest says. And, you know, when I went, I started feeling at peace. Because, like, I got saved. That's, like, believing that Jesus is your savior and that you're going to go to heaven and, you know, those things. And so for me, it feels a little bit better knowing that, like, I'm good. And it doesn't just stop there. You're not just saved and you're like, okay, like, let me continue being a shitty person.
Yeah, you're building a relationship.
Yeah. Unfortunately, COVID hit and, you know,
ruined that relationship.
A little bit. Like, I still go to church online, but
it's not the same.
We were on a roll, Jose and I, going in person. But maybe that could be helpful for some other people. And that's not going to be the answer for everyone.
No, I feel like for me, I don't even know. I don't think church helps me to calm that. I think all my friends have noticed, like, when something's up with me, I disappear.
You like to ghost?
Not ghost, but, like, I set social media aside and I'm literally by myself and I'm outside the whole time on my iPad drawing or something. Because I feel like it's, like, for me, connecting with nature is, like, what brings me back and calms me, level-headed down. In a way, like, not humble, but, like, brings me back to, like, reality and, like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay. It's nothing bad's gonna happen, hopefully. But, like, yeah, that's why I disappear. It's not that I'm ignoring you or ghosting you. It's, like, I need to refocus myself. And I feel like some people, when they need I'm going to call it refocusing. When they want to refocus and, like, ground themselves, they go to other people to talk about it. Like, I have somebody in my life that they feel comfortable by coming to me and, like, telling me about it, venting to me, because that's how they make themselves feel better and like reassure that it's gonna be okay. Like for me, I like to peace out because I feel like I'm the only one that understands how I feel. And I feel like sometimes, like in the past, I used to suppress it and be like, okay, move on, that's it. But I feel like recently I've been like, no, I need to deal with it. I need to figure out why it's triggering me. How can I fix this? How can I feel like a lot of forgiving has to be done for me, which is what triggers my anxiety. It's a lot of forgiving. Everybody has their
I like to vent.
own way to vent to people.
It only helps so much though. But for me, I just kind of feel like I'm so hard on myself. Sometimes like I don't need you to give me advice. Not you. You
just want someone to listen.
Yeah, like I'm already my harshest critic, and like I already know all the possibilities. I already know what kind of things I could be doing. I don't need advice. I just need somebody to tell me that it's gonna be okay. Like that's all I want, just somebody on my side. But if I keep it in, the void's gonna come out.
You bottle it in and you're gonna explode exploit yourself. See, I can't do that. And it's just so weird. Like, I'd rather be that person for you that's there to listen to you. And I'm like I'm not right now, but like when people are expressing their feelings and stuff, I feel like I'm the one that I have no words. Like, I feel like I
wonder
like,
if that's an Aquarius thing.
I don't know, but I feel like I've always been the person to just sit there and listen to people. Because
That's calming though. Like you've listened to me so many times, and like I remember when one of my relationships with you met with me. I don't know what the hell you were doing that day, but you were like, "Let me meet you," and I just cried and cried and cried, and you didn't really have any.
You
words
really scared
to
me that day.
Oh God, I can't believe I cried for him.
You were in the parking
lot. You listened to
me,
and like that's all I needed. And sometimes that's all you can do with people, especially if if there's a lot of things that maybe you don't know how to give advice for. Like I've been there. And you can't fake it, but just sometimes people just need somebody to listen. That's all.
Well, I'm that person. I like to listen to everybody, but I like to listen, but I don't. I feel like there's been times where I tried to say things to like make you feel better, and I feel like I'm like, oh, that was so bad, I shouldn't have said that. But I try, but I found out as I've gotten older, I'm like, I think it's just best that I just listen, because that's like a form of showing love. It's just listening. And I feel like people don't realize that just listening to someone else, it's like showing them that you love them.
Yeah, that takes a lot of energy to be in somebody's pit of sadness
and taking it all in. But like for me, I'm pretty sure I have a very short attention span. Like I space out. But like for me, when I'm like listening to someone that's venting, I like have my full attention on them because I know it's important. And for some reason, I don't space out.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
A lot of patience, I think.
I agree.
A lot of work. But
yeah, some people handle it differently. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as obviously you don't hurt yourself. It just sucks. Like, I feel like for me, not a lot of people know that about me. And not a lot of people can understand, which is fine. Like, I'm glad you can't understand. That's good to me. But it just sucks feeling like I have to keep it in because, like, how do you tell people these things? Like, how do you go to your parents and be like, I have a void. I have a roof over my head. I have parents that love me. I have friends, yet I feel empty.
For they some don't understand.
Yeah, for some people it's going to be like, why the hell are you of all people feeling this way? Like, you have everything.
Exactly.
And not to say that means nothing. Like, it means the world, but that's why, like, for me, like, I said, I've always had that, and I don't think that's ever going to go away. And that's just the reality for some people. Sometimes you just have it.
Yeah.
And it sucks, like, not feeling like you can tell people because you don't know what kind of reaction they're gonna give.
Yeah, I feel like in the Latin community, like from our experience, I felt like it was just like, oh, you have the devil inside of you. Have you had that reaction? Be like, oh, that's a devil talking to you. Like, that's all the bad spirits.
But I did tell a friend of mine from school. She was talking to me about church and people getting when they're like possessed and they're throwing like the holy water at them. I was like, I wonder how many times in Mexico or the Latino community, somebody with schizophrenia was thought that they thought that they were possessed, but really they were just schizophrenic, and they never got the proper help for it. And she was like, Priscilla, like, oh my God, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's on a severe scale.
Yeah.
But on a smaller scale, yeah, it's like you have the devil in you. Don't listen to that. Drink some water. It's because you're on your bed all day.
Yeah, like go get some fresh air or something. It's like, oh, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work that goes into feeling okay.
Yeah.
But
and like with what you were telling me with anxiety, like, I hate to say it, but like that's not the first time I've heard somebody say, oh, I've had this before and I didn't know what this was until I was much older. Like, it just sucks. Like why does it take somebody else going through it? They probably didn't want to, that friend of yours probably didn't want that to happen at work. She'd probably rather go through it at home or something. But it shouldn't have to take that for people to know what that is.
Yeah, I think, like, when I was doing research on the mental health for one of our posts, they were saying that it's not really talked about in the Latin community because it's like, there was this term that it's like, I feel like, I'm pretty sure in other cultures they do it too, but in Latin culture they push it to the side. You spoke about it on the first episode where you said that they don't have time to dwell and they have to push. So in a way, I feel like our, I guess, ancestors or, well, I don't know, old relatives, they would suppress it and then just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And that kind of ties in with the generational, trauma. There we go. What was the word? Generation. Is that what it is? That's with the generational trauma. Well, I had a really interesting TikTok about that. So I was saying on TikTok, it said that when your grandma was pregnant with your mom it was a certain amount, like 6 months or 6 weeks, your mom developed her eggs. So then whatever traumas your grandma had, it gets passed down onto you because you were inside of your grandma.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've seen that there's a genetic component that actually gets inherited.
Yeah.
I wish I could have researched this before today, but...
It was like if your grandma had PTSD, you're going to get PTSD on this thing and you have no idea why.
Nice.
And like if your grandma had depression, you most likely will get depression. Like, don't quote me on that, but this is what I saw on TikTok, in the TikTok people. Yeah, they said that, like, it gets passed down, and then you have to break the trauma, basically.
That's really shitty, because, like, think about all the things that you need in order to break that. Like, for me, like I said, I have Kaiser, but there's no way I can go to Kaiser, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And so I went to the school. But that was part of my school's tuition. Tuition is thousands of dollars. And luckily I have that resource, I guess, paid into it. But think about all the people that don't have that. Like, how am I supposed to fix myself if I don't have the money to do it? Or, like, the knowledge? Or, I don't know, like, what if I have kids running around? Like, you have to make time for that. And so that just sucks. Like, if our chances are, you know, to break that generational trauma, like, it falls on us, but, like, do we even have the time and resources to do that? You know, like, sure, I'm in a master's program for social work, and I'm barely going to enter my concentration year of behavioral health, but they don't spell it out for you. They don't say, okay, well, you know, you're a social worker, you're going to work on this. This is how you identify triggers. This is how you fix it. Like, I'm still figuring that out on my own, and it's hard. Like, I barely know, like, what one trigger.
For you?
Yeah. One of my triggers is... I don't even know how to describe this, but, like, when people try to make me feel dumb, like, instantly, like, I'll get pissed.
You just get mad, or, like, what?
I instantly get mad. Like, so mad. And, you know, I feel like somebody that's undeveloped mentally, their first reaction is to just react. And so, you know, one of the things that's helpful is to take a step back and come back to it, which I'm working on. But that's one of mine. Like, the moment you're just like, how did you not know that, Priscilla? Like, for me, that's like, what? Yeah, like things like that kind of make it seem like you're talking down on me and that you think I'm dumb.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like a lot of like teachers are like, how did you not understand that? And it's like we all learn differently. I'm going through that at work. I came from a food service place. I think I said it. I'm coming from a food service place, and I went into an office setting, and then obviously learning how to make a latte is completely different from learning how to make a budget sheet. So I'm like, I have to learn. It takes time to learn to something new, and they're like blah 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 blah, and I'm like, can you chill for a second? This is like this is my first day out here, and I need to learn.
Do not even get me started on that. That's so irritating.
It is.
I come from retail, going into social work, and you can go so many different ways with social work, but I want to go into mental health. Retail, mental health, like it's the same thing. There's nothing bridging that. And I remember, I told you I was a counselor for students, and because of COVID, we got the chance to like meet the parents like in person, right? And I remember the first time I met the students' parents, it went horribly. It was so awkward. I cut it short, and it was like 10-15 minutes. And when I spoke to my supervisor, because you're supposed to have weekly supervision to go over things and become better, she was like, so I get that impression, it's the one I told you about too.
Yeah.
I get the impression that you don't feel comfortable talking to these students' families. Why is that? I didn't say this, but in my mind I was like, nobody showed me how to do this. I never observed anyone doing it. How are you going to expect me to come from retail and all of a sudden talk to a student's parents about their whole family history?
You were thrown into this.
Yeah, I was thrown into it. And so like things like that, people just don't realize.
They forget, I think, because if some of these people have been in this industry for like 40 years, what is it, not 40, like
damn near
like 25, 30 years, and it's like, this is literally day one for me. Chill out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when I've had to like start training people at work, because I think, I'm like a person, I'm like, get it right away, and then I get angry if you don't get it. Like, I'm that person sometimes.
And then food, like, you have to be fast.
Yeah, food and drinks have to be fast. But I came home one day with my mom. I was like, Mom, this person isn't getting it right. She's like, Brenda, how long have you been working on this? And I'm like 4 years. And they're like, okay, this is their first day. How were you on your first day? And I was like, damn, you're right, Mom.
Did you have bad first days before? Like just bad?
No.
I had one bad first day.
I mean, yeah, there was probably like one time, but thankfully I'm the type of person that picks it up really right away quickly. So then I was like, you're right, I should consider that this is probably their first job, and they're coming from just school to dealing with people,
and things go wrong. Like,
you freak out.
Like, people have no clue. Like, I actually, now that I think, I had 2 bad days. My first was my first job at Kohl's, and I was supposed to do the online orientation before I ever got put on the floor. My password wasn't working. I couldn't do the orientation. So they were just like, go with this person training you. And this is my first ever job. Like, I barely even knew how to scan anything because, there's a bunch of buttons. And I don't think that she understood, like, I literally didn't get any training on this like everybody else did because of a glitch. And she left me alone at some point, and I like yelled across the store, like, can you come here? And then at my last job, not my internship but my one before that, it was we had to learn the medical electronic health records, which is incredibly hard to learn. But there was this one aspect that I kept having questions about.
Was it the photo?
No, not pictures. Not
okay.
Pictures. I wouldn't even know how to describe it. And I would keep asking help. And at some point, one of the people were like, wait, you got the training on this, didn't you? And I was like, I didn't. And they were like, what? You were supposed to get training on this like your first 3 months. And I was like, I didn't.
I didn't.
So like people, like you never know somebody's background.
Yeah.
And like all the things that went wrong leading up to that.
Yeah.
And people are really mean. I try to think about that, like, when I'm showing people, and I don't think I've been terrible. I think most people can say I've been understanding and patient.
Yeah, I feel like the older that I'm getting so more patient, because I feel like when I was younger, I would just explode. I don't know if it's the Aquarius in me, but Aquariuses are known to like explode on people
because they bottle it in.
Yeah, I guess. But I would just explode on like anybody that like, I'm like, don't you just get it? Like, can't you understand? But you have to understand, like, people don't think the same way that you do. So like, if there was something that would make me angry or something, I would. Now I stop and I think and I take a breath and I really think about it, how I'm going to say things, because I feel like I don't have somewhat of a filter where I just say things like out of pure heart and like how I'm feeling at the moment. And like recently, like in December or whatever, like October, I started seeing somebody and something like really made me angry, and instead of like saying it right up to his face, I was like, that's
hard.
It is,
especially if you're not used to that, like it's your first time practicing.
Yeah, so I was like I need to like, and then unfortunately I retrieved into I didn't do it all the way. I started to like go into my own world again and like just go into nature, be by myself, not answer anybody. But for some reason I was like, no, you can't kick them out. If you want something, you have to like step out of your comfort zone. So I was like, okay, I can't. So yeah, that was like the first time where I was like, oh snap, I'm changing. And I'm like, it feels good to change because I feel like I'm growing.
Yeah.
But I was like, instead of just blurting it out to him saying blah 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 blah, I was like, it's gonna be okay. But yeah, that's like one of the first times I was like, good job.
Oh my god, that's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think I was ever the type of person, because there's people that when they're feeling some type of way, they'll say it. Like, they don't care how mean it sounds. Or sometimes sometimes they'll try to be mean on purpose. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I was ever that person to try to hurt somebody so badly. Mm-mm. But, like, being with Jose, like, we've been together for 3 years. Like, you learn a lot about yourself. Like, sometimes your first reaction is to just, you know, say things that, like, for me, like maybe my first reaction would be like, okay, like to anybody driving a car at Starbucks, a friend, like, okay, you fucking dumbass, like, how do you not get it?
Road
but
rage.
Like, you can't be saying things like that. And so you learn how to calm down, I guess. And I don't think he would say that I'm perfect.
Nobody is.
But it's really hard because you want to resort to what you know.
Yeah, and if you want to grow, you have to change.
Yeah.
Change your ways.
First off, let me just put it out there that all of this that I've been saying, I'm not like this professionally. I am a completely... You know, we say that in social work, if any reaction is going to be good. You know, you can yell or something. Mm-hmm. Younger kids are going to yell at you. It's okay, I guess, to an extent. But, like, in my personal life, like, that's something that I could work on. But anyways, I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. I really appreciate
you get bad Yelp reviews.
I really appreciate people who, even when you blow up and you have your moment, they understand that that's all you, and they will not react badly to it. Mm-hmm. And I say that because I've been binging The Sopranos. And mm-hmm. Tony is the mafioso.
I've never seen that show.
Tony's the mafioso. His wife is Carmela. Uh-huh. Sometimes he blows up and he can be really mean. And, you know, I've noticed that Carmela, she'll be like, Tony, you're being an asshole. And she'll just kind of walk off. She'll walk away. She never gives into it so far. And so for me, like, that's so admirable. People that are so secure within themselves that they don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. And so I wish I can be like that.
You can be. Have to work through it though.
Yeah.
I want to be Carmela. I think I'm almost not I don't even know who she is, but like in that sense.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if you want to be Carmela.
Okay.
She has a really nice house though.
Okay, then I want to be her. But I think I'm almost there. I don't know, I feel like I've done so much growing this year. Like, if I look back to who I was literally a year ago, damn, I'm a completely different person. It's just crazy. Good.
Me too. When I
deep
first
into it.
dated Jose, I was really jealous. And, you know, like, I think a little bit of jealousy is, like, okay.
Jealous of?
Anything. Anything. And so...
Like, if someone achieves something, you're like, I want that.
Sometimes, but just in general, like, relationship-wise, I think I've been so much better. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, who are you staring at? Go and follow them. Or, you know, things like that. And now, like, I think part of that came from, like, attachment issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over this with your mom last time. But having, like, a bad attachment, it depends on your attachment. You know, every guy that I dated, it just didn't work out. And so with Jose, like yeah, I was jealous with every single person because, like, all I know is, like, to get dumped a few months later. And so I think over time, like, it helped me go, like, you know what? Mm-hmm. You're still with me somehow. I don't care if you look at her. Okay, maybe I care a little bit. But, like,
it doesn't bother you that
yeah,
much.
It doesn't bother me no more. And, like,
you're like, go ahead.
We'll joke around with each other. Like, there's somebody around the corner that he always says hi to, like, when he walks Luna. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, did you see your girlfriend today?
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, and he'll say yeah or no.
Remember when you touched that guy's butt at La Cheve? Oh.
That was... He kind of made it weird.
Really?
I don't even know what he said.
I couldn't hear because the music.
I think he said, like...
I thought he said...
You could have touched somewhere else. I swear he said that.
I didn't hear anything.
And I was just like...
Yeah, I wish it touched the air.
I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
What the heck? I didn't hear that. That's...
I mean,
it is...
I would take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, though, because, like, it was really loud.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, obviously I don't want to touch another guy's ass. Like, that's just awkward in general.
But yeah, you told Jose.
And he laughed at me.
Yeah.
He laughed at me.
What do you say? Yo, that's dirty.
Something like that.
He said the word dirty.
Like, oh, like, you're dirty. And, you know, that's growth.
Yeah, like, imagine you, like, dating him 1 month and you doing that and then telling him, he'd be like, oh, peace out.
I wouldn't say peace out, but he'd be like, really, Priscilla? Or if vice versa, like, if it was me, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, it's an accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's some growth that I've made.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we've both done a lot of growing.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Oh.
I see all these people graduating and they're like at the crowds and like walking the stage, getting their photo and all of that, and I'm like, I literally want to make my own graduation just for me.
You should. You know what? I'm gonna feel so guilty next year.
Why?
Because of this.
Can I like what's the word, like, not photobomb, of like just walk as a pretend graduate? I don't know. Can I talk to your school? Have me as an honorary graduate?
Why don't you just show up to the graduation on Saturday?
This Saturday? Should we? Oh, I can't. I have a party.
Yeah.
I don't have a party during COVID. No. No parties. We're vaccinated, so we're good.
Yeah. Vax queen. So we're just going to end with our mantra like we did last week. Mm-hmm. I found this random quote on Pinterest. Just because things could have been different, it doesn't mean they'd be better.
Ooh, that's
you ever have something you thought you wanted? And
yeah, the last
you were
guy.
sad about it. Yeah, you were sad about it, and then time goes by, and you're like, I'm so glad that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things. Yeah.
So maybe if something that you want doesn't happen, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, like I literally always say, it happened for a reason. Mm-hmm. And the blessing is in disguise. Yeah.
So yeah, keep that in mind.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. You can follow us on our personals if you want. We have that all linked down below. You can find it on our Instagram page. So yeah, this is Brenda, and thank you for listening.
This is Priscilla, and thank you too.
Bye. Have a good week.